Good evening, everyone. I am Vincent Lepoul, Walden University. I welcome you all to this e-learning presentation. I chose to explore and analyze mobile learning as a form of e-learning. E-learning, as we know, is the internet-enabled learning, as Cisco, quoted by Krull 2004, put it. This new way of learning is spreading across the globe, and especially in educational institutions. And the current research on mLearning, mobile learning, looks at mobile devices as tools for learning. But before we venture into this exploration, let's define mLearning. What is mLearning? mLearning is a content that learners can consume in a very short time. Sweet and short, as Cap and the Felice 2019 put it. Actually, they give less than 5 minutes. My reasons for choosing mLearning is because of some of the obvious benefits. Here we have 7 among others that internet users and mobile device users usually find. Could come back later to this slide. We shall develop the content in the next one. In my context, in my educational context, why do I choose mLearning? My choice of mLearning as a topic is related to my practice as an educator, as a scholar practitioner in a higher institution. Students have and use mobile devices, 99% according to Al-Emiran, and 81 use them in their studies. So the use of mobile devices in institutions is very significant, and if the learning content is available on the device, it will facilitate the learning process. After having defined mLearning and given the rationale for choosing it as a form of e-learning, let's look at the history and evolution of mLearning over the last decade, the last 2 decades, 1980 to 1990, the first generation, 1G. mLearning was only simple communication and phone calls. The second generation, mLearning, was taking place through fax, short messages, and social network. In the 90s, the 2.5 generation, mLearning would take place through data transfer, WAP, MMS, and file sharing. The third generation saw video conferencing, streaming video application shops as a way of mLearning. The current 4G and 5G, characterized by global roaming and high-speed internet, gives way to learn with mobile devices through video conferences, stream videos, application, and future innovations like the virtual reality. Let's now assess the current state of mLearning. In assessing it, let's get the fact that mLearning seeks to improve educational access, equity, and quality around the world. Development of mLearning through conferences, and today the delivery of knowledge content through mobile international learning conferences series. And today the most prestigious in this millennium is, as Traxler would put it, the famous mLearn. The current state is also visualized through conceptualization. Try to conceptualize the whole mLearning. Come up with a framework that will justify the use of mobile devices as tools for learning. And we can visualize 3 types of conceptualization in terms of devices and technologies, in terms of the mobility of learning and learners, or in terms of learners' experiences with mobile devices. Those types of conceptualization offer new perspectives nowadays with the deep integration integration of information technology, cloud computing, internet, artificial intelligence, virtual reality. Mobile learning is gradually becoming the mainstream of online education, becoming indispensable. And innovative learning methods are also a new model for future learning, as SAO 2020 argued. And actually, there are recent studies that give account to this new orientation of mLearning for the future. Capacity 2020, Lee, Santos, and Bukeo, Senza 2020. From those analyses, we can derive three important themes: online education and mobile learning, classroom instruction, and professional training. Online education and mobile learning will shape distant education. Mobile learning will shape it according to capacity and adaptation. There is a need, therefore, to shift with the use of mobile as tools for online learning. That is what the student would prefer, according to Lee. For classroom instruction, university students advocate the use of mobile, as you can see in the studies by Santos. Looking at professional training, mobile devices serve as main support for professional training content. Workers in organizations use mobile devices to learn on the job, so they can transfer what they learn in the school system or in the job. mLearning can greatly improve communication skills also. mLearning could be and is actually becoming the future of education. Traditional systems that still resist the use of mobile devices in school should rather consider teaching digital citizenship and help learners use their devices responsibly as a tool for learning, because they have them and they use them extensively. We should therefore capitalize on that instead of preventing it. Thank you very much for your attention. My last pages are for the references that could help you if you decided to further your interest in mLearning for yourselves or for your institutions. All the best, and thank you very much.